isn't funny. It is instead rather humorless. When my head pounds and spins around, when my chest feels constricted and spasms into a fit of coughing, when I feel worried and afraid for reasons too vague to wrap my head around, the last thing I feel like doing is laughing. Nothing, and I mean nothing, seems remotely funny. Finding humor can be difficult when we live in anxiety. However, if we can begin to look for humor, we can find that laughter can be a great coping skill. You've probably all heard of the saying, laughter is the best medicine. Or maybe you've heard of the Irish proverb, a good laugh and a long sleep are two best cures for anything. But as we adult, we tend to laugh less than when we were as a child. We get caught up into the seriousness of life. Just think how often a baby smiles and giggles, or a child, how often they play and have fun and laugh. I'm going to guess that you do not laugh anywhere near as much as a child on a daily basis. But here's the thing. There are huge benefits to laughing on a physical and an emotional level. The big question today is, what is the benefits of laughter and how can we add this to our daily routine? And it's a good job we have Pete Cann with us today. Pete Cann is the laughter man. He is a laughter leader. A leader in laughter. He provides actionable laughing sessions for businesses, but also for individuals. He believes that everyone has the ability to manage their state through the practice of laughter. Pete had written an article for the Yellow magazine. It was October's edition. The article is called Anxiety, a Laughing Matter. Now, when I first read that, I thought it might upset a few of the readers, but until you read the content, it all makes sense. So let's just dive into it and meet Pete. Pete, welcome to Success Talks. How is life treating you?
Life is grand at the moment, Tammy, and thanks a lot for having me on.
No, you're welcome. Grand is a great word. It just means that it's the next level, elevated to the place where we all aspire to be, surely.
Definitely. And it's, and I suppose, as I was saying before we pressed that magic red button, this week's been a bit of a roller coaster, but it's definitely how you frame things and how you look at things. And I suppose today's my article I put on LinkedIn, or my post, was very much like, at the beginning was just, this has happened to me, this is crap. But then I span it and went, well, actually, this is really good. This is really good. So I'm a firm believer in, the ability to change your mind by the way that you think, and being grateful for things is really important.
Absolutely. Sorry for that little shake. That's my cat jumping from the staircase onto the table, and she's going to make an appearance anytime soon. So excuse my cat. So your article was spot on. It had lots of engagement from the Yellow community for many different reasons. But the one question everyone kept asking is, how did you get into laughter yoga?
Perfect. Okay, so I discovered laughter yoga back in 2016, where I was at WOMAD Festival. For anybody in the Southwest, it's quite a big festival up in Malmesbury, and I was walking through the Arboretum, or was I stumbling? I can't remember. I was definitely going through the Arboretum, and I heard laughter, and I was like, oh, there must be a comedian or something going on. And I thought, all right, I'll go and see what the entertainment is. And I walked around the corner, and there was just probably about 150 people just lying on the floor laughing. And I was just like, what is this all about? And then there's a guy with this curly hair just going, like, just talking to everybody about the laughing. And I was just like, what is this? So I had a little look, and I saw it was laughter yoga. So the next day it was on again at 11. So I told my wife and the kids, I said, look, I'm going to go to laughter yoga. Does anyone want to come? They're like, no, you're all right, Pete, off you go. So I went along and did the whole session. And that lying down bit is the bit after you do sort of a 25-minute session of sort of laughing exercises and breathing exercises. you lie down, but where you're lying down and all your points are on the floor, and you start laughing, so then everything starts jiggling and wiggling around, but then also you've got someone lying next to you that starts laughing as well. So when you start calm down, all you need is a little grunt or a little chuckle there, and then boom, you're off again. And so we did that, and I basically finished, and Steve sort of grounded us all, and I just sort of walked off in like this real space daze, and I was just like, this is amazing. It's like, how can you feel like this just from laughter? So, and that was sort of that year. Then the following year, 2017, I went back and I just consumed all 4 days. He had 4 days session as well as one in a teepee. So the teepee was a bit more intimate, and again, it was really, really what made it even more funny was these kids were running around because our feet were outside the tent, the teepee, and they were like tickling our feet as we were doing this laughing as well. So we were just like, but again, sort of got to know it more. And then I just sort of spoke to Steve. I remember seeing him we were watching, I can't remember who the artist was, but he was there, and I was like, made a beeline to him and just chatting away. And I was like, I got to learn this, Steve. And and then from there just sort of got into it, and it was it's just changed my life. So then 2019, Steve basically stood down from doing the WOMAD sessions, and I ended up, he goes, Pete, you should do it. And I ended up, there was like 200 people around me doing this laughter, and I was like, it's amazing. So so it was like a full circle, really.
Yeah, well, to me, it's not like something you can compare it to. I've never seen any group come together to laugh. I can somewhat understand why it'd be beneficial, because I've laughed once before, and I can feel the difference. But seeing it on a scale where everyone's doing it together, I thought, oh, for me, I'm like, no, that's awkward. I don't want to start laughing next to someone. That's weird. But actually, I suppose you've got to try it. You've got to give it a go. And in your case, your curiosity was spiked, and you gave it a go. But you said just then that you walked out feeling dazed. Now, when you said dazed, I thought quite calm, relaxed, like, ooh, dazed. But was it that dazed, or was it more like euphoric and energetic, kind of dazed?
Euphoric and energetic. I mean, I'll be honest, it felt like I maybe had a drink or something. I was just like really just high. And it was just like, so the days is just like walking around, just going, what is that? And I remember I met Chloe and the kids probably about 10 minutes later, and I just come walking around just like, they're like, are you all right? What have you done? And I was just like, I've just laughed. And they're like, are you sure that's all you've done? I was like, no, seriously, it was amazing. And it's just like, there was obviously something within me that needed cleaning out, if that makes sense. And we hold so much on our shoulders, we hold so much in our hearts, our minds, that actually being able to just let that out with a laugh, and it was 20 minutes of laughing, just exercise. So you're just constantly laughing, and then and like I say, when you're lying down and you just can't stop laughing, so you're holding your ribs and you're just like, oh, and then it's just just all the positiveness of the endorphins, the dopamine, everything spiking, everything just feeling really, really good. So that was quite a long answer to feeling
Yes, okay. Do you know, I can see now, I'm quite a visual person. I see this bell tent in the middle, and you've got people walking in. They look tired. I call them grey people that have a weight on their back. They're the ones that hate Mondays and celebrate Friday, and they're just like, life is terrible, so hard. And they're walking in to the tent, and then they come out just like, oh, people.
Definitely, it is. And it's one of these things where I've run sessions obviously for a couple of years now, and so definitely during lockdown I've been doing more Zoom sessions because obviously we can't see each other in person and stuff. And the last bit of my session, I do a grounding meditation, and I always say to people at the end of the session is like, right, warm up your hands, cover your eyes, and then come back to the room with a big smile. And people are just sat there just like that with this massive grin on their face, and just sort of, like I say, just a bit spaced out, and just again like, and at the beginning of the session they're sort of just maybe a bit like, oh, what's this all about? I'm a bit apprehensive, probably the main thing. It's different. It's given over to your childlike inhibitions, because like you said in the intro, we don't laugh as adults anywhere near as much as we used to as a kids. If you go into any playground in school, all you hear is laughter, and they're having the best time ever. And then, you know, they laugh probably 200 to 300 times a day, whereas adults, we probably laugh maybe 5, 10 max if we're lucky, unless you're me, and then, you know, laugh a lot more than that. But it's the point is, it's like once you get to a certain age, you get quashed by society, you get quashed with everything that goes on, and like, this is the box you need to live in, this is how you should do things. You can't make that fun, you cannot take them, not the mickey, or be silly, or and it's like, I just love being silly. I love it, because actually running my own business, like I said beforehand, is I've got an office, and when I discovered laughter yoga, I remember just going in the first team meeting after, I was like, right, we're just going to do this laughter. And everyone was just like, what are you doing, Pete? And then, like, but after we'd done the session, everyone was just like buzzing and just chatting and on the phone and stuff, and I was like, there's something in this, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. So have you seen then in lockdown, or since lockdown, a change in your clientele? So anxiety has been around for a long time and it'll always be around, right? But since lockdown, it's changed so much. So has people's perceptions changed? Are they more eager to laugh with you than before? Like, what have you noticed?
I think it's I think my reach has got more since lockdown, because obviously we can do it from anywhere. We're not behind our screens, aren't we now? So there's definitely it's different, because obviously when you go into a room where there's 30 employees and they're all stood there, and then some of them are sort of awkward already, that they're in. There's the person that's booked the session and gone, this is going to be really great, and then they're going, what has he booked now, or what's she booked now? But there's definitely people are, yeah, I think the longer this is going on, there's more people becoming attracted to what I'm doing, and intrigued. I'm doing sort of LinkedIn laughter sessions on sort of every sort of 3-4 weeks now, just to run a session to say, come and try it, see what it's like, you know. And the feedback that I'm getting from those people that come to those sessions, just like, look, I've watched your stuff, Pete, I've seen what you're doing on LinkedIn, but actually the session was just not completely different, but they get it and they understand it. So and I've had ladies that have come along when I do the Zoom sessions at the beginning through lockdown, and I remember one lady in particular called Maria, in the shadows. She was in the shadows, like she was really timid, nervous about sort of joining the session. You could see that, and like you couldn't really see her, but that's fine. So we're doing the session, and then roll on probably 6 weeks on, and she was coming quite regularly. Then she's got the light on, and she's just like there, and she's just loving it, and just really, and she's just like, she said, Pete, that I used to be really anxious and nervous, and like, well, not so much nervous, just anxious and aware of what's going on in the world, and your laughter's brought this sunshine into my life. And I'm just like, just that made my day, or made my week, really.
Wow, that's amazing. That's great to hear. You're seeing a transformation through her every time that she's joined you. She's just more glowing. What other health benefits does laughter have?
Okay, so there's multiple. So the first one that I would say is that it spikes your endorphins, which is obviously a happy cell. So it does counteract anxiety and stress. It builds your immune system, because it is a cardio workout. One of the whole, I suppose, premise of laughter is that we've probably got about a quarter of stale oxygen in our lungs that just sits there. We don't really do much with it, but actually by letting out a like that, you're exhaling all of that air. So I'm going to let you do that. So we're just going to do a ha, ha.
So it's just exhaling the air.
Yeah.
Do it again.
Ha,
ha, ha, ha.
And so you're getting all that, which then you get, obviously getting the fresh oxygen back in, which then creates more, your immune system becomes stronger. It connects you with people. So it's just like, I've never laughed with you specifically, Tammy, and we are going to laugh a bit more in a minute. So, and it brings this connection with people, and it's a beautiful thing. So they say laughter is the best medicine, and I believe that. There are studies that I haven't read too much of them, to be fair, but there was that film that Robin Williams, where he was the clown he used to go to the hospitals wearing the red nose, and I should know the name of the film, but I can't remember it. But it's a true story as well. It's doctor that used to just go around and wear a red nose and just bring laughter to the children and the patients.
Well, I don't know the film, so hopefully the listeners can tell us the film.
Yeah, it will come in a minute. I'll be like, that was it. Patch Adams. That's it.
Yay! Oh, brilliant. So your laughter, you say you're pushing it from your lower tummy. Is that how the laughter normally starts, or is it different kinds of laughter?
No, so when I do, okay, so when I introduce the laughter, which we'll do now, so we've got four. I believe we've got four. We've probably got more than four laughs, but the first laugh is a social laugh, and it's a laugh that when we maybe don't feel like laughing, and that sort of comes from the neck, and that's quite a shallow laugh, and that's like a
So from your neck, not your tummy.
Yeah, exactly. So then the second laugh comes from the heart, and that's the one that gets the blood pumping around the body and gets the endorphins starting to spike. And that's more of a ha 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 ha. So
Okay.
Perfect. We'll take a deep breath in then. So we'll take a breath like this and hold it. And so that the breathing bit is the yoga bit of laughter yoga. So a lot of people get confused, think you're going to be getting like leotards and doing loads of downward dogs and poses and stuff, but it's literally just the breathing side of things. So so then the third laugh is the ho ho ho. So that's the Santa Claus, the one from the stomach that's going to get the oxygen out of your lungs. So if you hold your belly and you're going to make your belly move, you're going to go and then there's the fourth and final laugh, which I like, and this is the one that opens your childlike mind. And it's like you put your arms up in the air and you go
I like this one more. Yeah, I like the movement side of it. So it's not just one position.
So with the I mean, and I can see by your face already, Tammy, that they're starting to glow, and you're starting to, you got a genuine. Like, I'm not saying you weren't smiling genuinely earlier, but that's the difference that I can see by running these laughter sessions, and it's amazing.
Well, I can feel tingles. I'm quite self-aware or body aware, and when I feel elevated, whether that's through love, joy, excitement, I feel tingles. And I feel that. I feel that in my fingers. So yeah, I feel different.
No, good. That's good.
Yeah, it's certainly not.
No.
It's
That's more of a it's not the same, is it?
No, to be fair, like trying that with you, I thought it would be awkward. Oh no, I might go really red and embarrassed by it. But yeah, no, I felt a connection, even though it's through a screen. I still felt that I was doing it with you. And yeah, just being able to also just hold my body and laugh in different areas and being aware of that would help me when I'm out and about. Is there a fake laugh? Is the one in the throat more fake?
I think they can all be fake, really. It's, I mean, that again is another thing. It's just like your body doesn't know that there's difference between a fake and a real laugh. Okay,
Ooh.
so what it was been, when Dr. Kataria, who invented it in 1995, he realized it. They first of all started telling jokes in a park. There's 5 of them, and then after 2 or 3 days of telling the same jokes, it just got a bit like stale. So then he started doing the different laughter exercises, because he knew that like say the body doesn't know the difference between a fake and a real laugh. So what you'll find, and especially like through the Zoom sessions happen as well, it's just like we would start laughing fake laughs, and that it's a fake laugh. It's that you're not genuinely just go rolling around belly laugh, but after sort of 10 minutes of doing it, the everything, it just clicks, and you're just laughing, and you're like all those ones where you're just like maybe trying to cut, because people try and cover their laughs. That's quite an interesting one, so maybe sort of they possibly from school or being told off for laughing.
Yeah, like, oh, shouldn't be doing that. And
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, of course, because we were doing fake laughs, we we're just getting into it, and which did lead on to genuine laughs as I felt a bit more comfortable. But yeah, I was just interested if there was a way to spot people fake laughing, but clearly not. You can be a master of anything.
I don't think there is. I don't know. I mean, I again, like Chloe, yeah, there's a few times where I've been like, you're just fake laughing. I was like, yeah, but I am, because I want a fake laugh, because if I fake laugh, then the real laugh will come. And also, there's nothing wrong with having a fake laugh. It's not as if you go sarcastic laugh or anything, is it? So it's
Well, yeah, I sometimes can do that. I just wanted to improve my fake laughing if people are really not funny.
but what was interesting there, Tammy, as well, like you did a little laugh, a really small laugh, and it was a really you just when you said fake laugh, and then you went and it was a really shallow laugh that you did. And that's, I think, when I was getting at the hee the hee is quite shallow. Whereas if you go with the belly, it's like that you're getting a real deep belly laugh out of it.
Yeah, you're like all in.
Yeah,
That's going all in. That's
yeah.
commitment to the laughter. Oh, brilliant. Okay, so based on what you've shared today, what one key advice would you give to the listeners?
I would say just don't take life too seriously. That would be my key advice. It's there's so much just crap. I was going to say shit. I just said it.
Well, now you've said it. You can say it's fine.
There's so much shit going on. There really is, and it's just like the news and just stuff we're getting programmed with all of this nonsense. Like, it's not all right. Is it nonsense? I don't know. But if you take it too seriously, you don't only become the grey person that you mentioned. You probably become more like the dark, shadowy, like angst person. And actually, for you to be yellow, you need to just take a step back a bit and just look at it as what it is, and just don't take it seriously. I'm not saying if someone says, I don't know, something like some really bad accident, something happens and you just start laughing about it. But again, that does happen. People do laugh at funerals. People do laugh at places where, because it's another way of showing grief that laughter comes out. And but it's how you frame it. And don't get me wrong, I'm not always Mr. like laughy happy person. I'm not. I get days where I'm in the grey camp, but I try and look at the positives and just don't take it too seriously, because let's just be kids. We can be kids.
Yes,
yeah
yeah, no, me too. I can also be in the grey camp. It's the choice. Do you stay in grey or do you move to yellow? Which one do you want to be? So you have to just take a step. And in your case, you're saying to be a bit more playful and don't take things as seriously. And be more childlike. Go have fun and enjoy life. You don't need to hide under the duvet.
yeah
That's not good for anyone.
Do you know what I did yesterday? I've been doing actually a few days, is kicking leaves. I've been kicking leaves.
Oh my God, there's science about crunching leaves to help people with depression. And I think it must come from our childhood.
Yeah.
That sound and playing with leaves. This is the perfect time. Grab some leaves, throw it in the air.
Get a photo of the leaves coming down.
Of course.
Yeah. Don't have to go on Instagram, but we went up to Durham Park, which is just near Bath National Trust, and we went. It was a few years ago, and we spent probably about an hour trying to get that one shot of everyone throwing the leaves up and the leaves coming down, and it was just like right, and again, and we're just like right, we're just throwing these leaves everywhere. But it's just funny, and for those of you that have got children, they love it when they love you just kicking leaves at them, because they want to kick leaves at their dad or their mum or their aunt, or that's what they want. They want to be children, and when they see you being a child, they love it. They really love it, because they're like you can engage in a different level with them as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Look into their eyes, see that excitement. You cannot be sad looking into a child's eyes when they're so happy. It's just impossible. I challenge anyone to contest that. So how can the listeners get in touch with you?
So the best place to find me would be my website, which is petecann.com. And there's videos on there, laughter videos, my podcast, my Laughter and Positivity with Pete podcast is on there. There's a way of contacting me through email. So www.petecann.com.
Wonderful. Brilliant, Pete. So Pete is available to support you, guide you, inspire you on your journey to yellow. Reach out today. Help is there. It is always there, but you must take the first step. It is on you. Details can be found in the description. Pete, thank you for your words of wisdom today and in the Yellow magazine. May your life be yellow.
Yay!